Hello guys, welcome to this weekly recap with me, Kevin, your golden option Forex mentor. So what happened on the previous week of trading from Sunday, August 25th till Friday the 30th? What happened? We had 5 opportunities and all the 5 trades were won. So it was an amazing week. And we even got more profits, more pips secured during this week since today is September 2. So starting the new week, we still got some positions open and that hit TP number 2. So on the next pair and on another pair, so you'll see guys the power of professional forex education at golden option trading. So starting off with GBPJPY, what happened? You can see right here this big ascending channel, and what happened in here, you can see that it did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch, and then after, but you can see right here like a big bearish movement, and which ended up being the 5th touch right here of this trend line, of this diagonal support of the channel, and then price just came to retest this key level at 129.50. So that acted a lot as a resistance, as you can see, and once again as resistance. And then the market closed for this week on August 23rd, and we had a big gap right here. So this big gap that you see right here, almost like 70 pips, 75 to 70 pips ish, and like the week opened from the 25th right here. So what price did after this, it just came to pull back once again on this key level 129.50. So it did a double top right here. So you see this top and the gap, the opening of the gap right here, and the correction again, and this top right here before it goes a bit lower. So we had a double top right here, and therefore after this slightly bearish movement, we waited once again for maybe a third touch, a third top. So right here, and we opened our position at 129.60, and then what price did, it went a bit to the negative, so it rejected twice, 1, 2, right here, the 78.6 level, fibs retracement level. Then it came a bit down. It just it just moved without any direction precisely, and then it came all the way to this this low. So this is a low, this is a low, and this low right here. So 129, round number right here in profits, and then it came even further into the negative once again, and afterwards we saw this big bearish movement, and we and the trade was closed at 100 pips right here with the wick at 128.60. So 100 pips on GJ, starting right here really good. On GBPUSD, that's where I told you that we hit our TP. So because all our trades were winners, but still during this week, like today, September 2nd, we got September 2nd right here. So around 5 a.m. Eastern time, we got the TP number 2 hit for an additional 135 pips. But for the previous week, you can see right here, we secured 30 pips because you can see that price on GU was bearish. So you can see that we have this this channel right here, this big channel, and so price was moving within it. But right here, it just did another channel, an ascending channel, but a shorter one, a smaller one, meaning that it was just going to correct and then continue. So this was a continuation pattern right here, and you can see right here it just moved, and we entered right here where we entered at 121.2235. Why? Because before, with the beginning of the channel to here, it was another touch, plus we had this this MA, this 200 MA, so the slower one, which was maybe a big confirmation that if it held, it was just going to continue, and it did. But price didn't after this moment, just it went a bit slow, and it didn't just continue the whole movement. It found a bit of stop here, and then raised a little bit right here to make a double top. So right here we move this back here to adjust. You have to always adjust with the market. And right here we were in the negative for a while, but it's all part of the plan. And right here it descended to hit our TP number 1 at 30 pips right here, so at 122.5. and then that was for the past week what happened. But within this week, starting, we already have 130 pips more because TP number 2 was hit, but let's consider it just 30 pips, right? And with the fibs, so the fibs from here, previous high to previous low right here, 50% level held, almost 61.8, but 50 right here with the double top that I mentioned. So right here, and boom. So 30 pips right here. On UJ, what happened? UJ, another nice win, 50 pips secured right here. You can see this key supply and demand slash support and resistance zone level right here. So it acted as a support right here with the wick, but a lot more as resistance. So once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times after. This is the next week, so current week. But right here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times retested, and we were having this key trend line right here acting as a diagonal support, which makes right here, you can see within right here like this an ascending triangle. So an ascending triangle, what happens? We could have had an entry right here to the above if it broke in this direction, but it didn't. And with fundamentals and everything aligned, you can have predicted, speculate that it was going to go on the downside right here, as it did from this moment, and therefore it did right here. And after it found a lot of exhaustion right here with this big wick, and it just retraced, and that's where we found our entry. So from in a downtrend right here, confirmed after the break of this ascending channel, ascending triangle, my mistake, from previous high to previous low, fibs 78.6 institutional level, rejected once, twice afterwards within the trade already. So rejected on the first wick right here, and that's where we entered, made a entry king position right here, a trade aperture, so at 106.20, and we hit our TP really fast at 50 pips, no longer afterwards, within at this key support price, 105.70 right here, support with the wicks, support right here. Don't forget that support and resistance are zones, support right here. So 50 pips, really easy, really nice and efficient. EJ, what happened with EJ right here? We were having a downtrend once again, and another triangle, which is the opposite actually of right here. We were having this ascending triangle, and now we had this bigger in H4, this bigger descending triangle. So once again, it could have broken on the above to go up or below, as you can see. So it did actually. So right here was the breaking point. Right here was the breaking point because it didn't break on the above, but it broke right here below. So after the break, we reached this point, and you can see this big hammer right here showing some exhaustion. So we price corrected right here on the 50 MA right here, 50 MA in red. And afterwards, what was going to happen? Since we know it broke on the downside, it was going to continue. So it just found some, it just did some retracement. And right here, we continued our movement. So we entered right here. so below this key level once again at 117.75 right here, bottom of this descending triangle, and just a bit below, so at 120 pips below, 117.56 right here, we found our entry. It just consolidated a bit. It went to retest once again this 117.75 level, key level, and then it just went down to reach our TP before the end of the week. So you can see this wick right here touching our TP. So it was on the last day of the month, actually August, and the last day of the week too. Because if you can see the next candle right here, it's September 1st, so it's next week. So starting yesterday, so 87 pips right here with the take profit taken with the wick. Awesome exit king, 87 pips right here. Really efficient, really nice once again. And right here, finally, on GBPUSD, we were having another triangle. So with this big in M30 this time, 30 minutes. So this key trend line acting as diagonal support right here. One touch, two touches, and right here it broke below. And we were making lower highs. So this high was the highest, and then this one was lower than this one, of course. And after you see this lower high, price broke this key trend line, and right here was just, after the big impulsive moment, we have the correction, and we enter right here thinking that it was going to do a double top again right here with this this top right here. So it reached this point, went a bit lower, and right here we found our entry with many confluences. We already knew it was going to go downwards because it broke right here this trend line. It was just correcting, and we were having maybe this double top right here that it did. It just went a bit low and then up, but we had a double top right here. We had like all the MAs right here touching each other. So the 50 MA in red, the 100 MA in red, in green, and 200 MA in blue. So right here they were all right here. We rejected them with this this big wick right here. So we entered right here precisely. Really nice entry. Price just did a little upwards move, and then right here came to the previous low right here at to touch our TP at 90 pips. So at 1.8060 right here, and that's what happened for the last week. But once again, September 2nd today, it touched another TP, so the number 2 at 180 pips, another 90 pips extra in here. We doubled the position right here, so another 180 pips, massive move right here. But just let's consider the 90 pips right here. Really, really nice. And that's it, guys. So for this week we had the GJ 100 pips, GBPUSD 30 pips, but plus the 135 pips that I mentioned UJ 50 pips, EJ 87 pips, and GBPUSD 90 pips, plus another 90 pips on the second position. In total, like, we doubled the position, 180 pips, so we got a massive 357 pips net this past week. But guys, let's just do the exercise of combining the extra pips we got today on September 2 for holding our other position. So TP number 2, 180 pips. All right, so 180 pips plus right here today again 135 pips. So we had a massive 315 pips just today combining the position. So imagine if you would had added this number to already what we got, we would be having already 672 pips on 5 trades with all positions. So it's massive. But just let's consider this half for now, 357 pips, guys. So if you want to follow this kind of a massive professional trading, you can follow us at goldenoptiontrading.com. Just enter your email to stay updated for our latest updates, incoming projects, and also giveaways. And you can follow us on our Instagram at Golden Option Trading for the Anglophone account at 54K followers, and Golden Option right here for the Francophone content at 19.7K followers. And therefore, guys, I hope you took a lot of pips with us last week, and I hope you take more on the coming week. And you know, you can only do this kind of massive trading and get this type of results at Golden Option Trading among our community. So don't lose this chance to make it work for you. And therefore, guys, thank you very much. Have a good, safe trading week, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.